Hi, this is Sebastien Braxton, and welcome back to our series, Verse by Verse. This is episode number 11, and we are now on the 6th day of creation. We're looking at Genesis 1, verses 24 to 25, when God created the animals and the creeping things upon the earth. One of the most powerful aspects of this verse is that God says, let the earth bring forth something. Now, when you and I look at the dirt, this is one of the words that we use to describe something that has zero value. When we say someone treated me like dirt, what we're saying is they treated me as if I am nothing. When we talk about the fact that this thing is just dirt to me, this is just a waste, like I could just throw it. We say ashes to ashes, dust to dust. When people are cremated, right? And we're talking about what a person eventually returns through, all their knowledge, all their hopes, all their accomplishments. But when death comes, we are returned from ashes to ashes and from dust to dust. Dust is what we remove from our shelves and our windows and our cars. But yet here, the Bible says that God spoke to something that we consider to be completely worthless and without value. And he said, I'm commanding you to bring forth creatures filled with life, cattle and creeping things and all over the earth. Now these living beasts like lions and cheetahs and tigers and bears, all these types of animals were created from the earth. And this was at the command of God. Can you imagine that the earth could have responded and say, but I'm just dirt, I'm just mud, I'm just nothing. How could I possibly fulfill the very demands that God is placing upon me? Let this be a lesson to you and I, that all God's biddings are his enablings. The power to do what God is asking of us, is demanding of us, is in the very command itself. Think of the 10 commandments not as 2 things that God is demanding from us, but as 10 promises of what he's willing to do with us if we surrender our will to cooperate with him. You see, how do you feel about the commands and the demands of God? The command to forgive. Maybe there's people that it's hard for you to forgive. The command to pray. Maybe it's hard for you to wake up and actually take time with God. Whether it's the demand to wait upon the Lord when there's something you're really hoping for. In each and every one of these demands or these commands from God, what if the power to fulfill them was in the actual command itself? We need to stop looking inwardly at ourselves, thinking that God is asking of us something that we can provide. The Bible says that he knows our frame. He remembers that we are but dust. It was David who reflected, what is man that you are mindful of him, or the son of man that you take notice of him, when I consider the heavens and the works of your hands. Today, I want you and myself to turn away our eyes from looking at our abilities and look at the infinite power of God. Consider the fact that every demand and command from God brings the power to actually live up to what he's asking from you. Whether it be to go forward and study his word, whether it be to pray more fervently, whether it be to wait upon the Lord, whether it be to seek him, whether it be to be kind, or whether it be to study to show yourself approved unto God. Regardless of what the command is, the power is coming from God, and there's nothing more that the devil wants than to have us look inwardly at ourselves rather than look outwardly at Christ.